know you're interested in this tutorial, obviously, so we are just going to jump right in without wasting much of your time. So this is my beautiful client, and this is my micellar water from La Vida Beauty, and I'm using it to clean her face. And unfortunately the light went off, but I had to keep on cleaning her face. So while I was waiting for the light to come on, I did her brows off camera. And this is my green tea setting spray and my Omari Cold serum. I sprayed the skin into this I sprayed the spray on the skin, let it absorb, and I went ahead with my Omari Cold serum to apply on her skin. So on this day I was working with the hairstylist because we didn't really have like a lot of time to work separately. So I was working with the hairstylist. That's her making the hair from behind. I applied that, let that absorb into the skin. I'm just using this fan to speed the drying process. Next I went into the skin with this moisturizer. The moisturizer from Miss Metic, I use it under her eyes while I use the embroideries all over her skin. The embroideries is a moisturizer that also doubles as a primer, but it's not usable under the eye. So you either use like a normal moisturizer under the eyes or use like an eye cream, then embroideries all over the skin. So I'm applying the embroideries on the skin. Don't apply so much. I think I have like so much on the skin, so it was difficult for me to blend, but I blended that in anyway. So you have to take your time to do this, relax, don't rush it, and just make sure you absorb properly into the skin before layering the next product, which is the Power Seal from Miss Metic. This is an oil control and a spells control tonic. Sometimes I use my brush to apply this, but in this makeup I decided to use my beauty sponge, put it in the beauty sponge and just dab it on the T-zone and the excesses all over her skin. Just very little quantity, you don't want so much. Again, I went into my lash bag that serves as a fan for me to make sure it's completely dry. That was me feeling the skin. Next I went into her T-zone with the Gentle Dove primer. This is a mattifying primer. This should be applied on the T-zone only, and I did use an additional primer all over her skin. The Power Seal served as a primer for me except for her T-zone. So for the foundation, I went ahead to mix my foundation off camera because on this day she was running late. So the foundation I mixed here, I mixed the Beauty by 80 foundation in number 8. I mixed my Nuban Beauty foundation, I can't remember the shade, and I mixed the Nuban Beauty foundation in L1. That's the lighter shade for the Nuban Beauty, and he applied blended properly into her skin. To do that, I apply with a brush, just place that with a brush and use my beauty sponge to blend into her skin. Her skin is so tender and soft that when you're even applying products, not to be hard on such kind of skin. So just apply that, make sure you blend, keep blending and blending, because however your foundation turns out, that is how your makeup is going. It determines how your makeup is going to turn out. So for the nose area, I didn't apply foundation on the nose area. I just used the excesses from my beauty sponge to apply foundation on that area. That is the key, one key to achieving a flawless foundation application around the nose. And this is the foundation. I promise you this foundation was really matching her skin, but the light and the phone, iPhone and makeup, sometimes it can be funny, but this was the foundation after I finished applying it. The next step is the blush, and for doing that I'm using my iMagic lip palette, the pink shade from the palette. In this video I didn't really show most of the products I used because this was like an early morning glam. She came in by 6 a.m. She was going for her induction and she was traveling out of town, so there was no time to just do the whole ceremony. But I just saw the skin, I saw the face, and I knew that this makeup tutorial has to go up on this channel because I can't just leave you guys like that. So I blend the blush, took the essences to her nose area and her forehead area. Now to contour her skin, I prefer to bronze. I used my foundation. This is the English foundation in number 304. So doing that, I'm just using a small brush to do that because she has frontals on, and trust me, you don't want to mess up the frontal with a foundation. It's going to look really tacky. So with little quantity, I went into it like the contour brush. This brush is just slanty and it just does the job when you're trying to contour and give it that just when you're trying to contour, basically apply that and use a beauty sponge to blend. And when doing that, please light-handed, so you don't like move products or open products, if that makes sense. Next, I'm going to, like, I'm concealing her skin, or highlighting her skin rather, with the concealer. This is the Kevin Akoi concealer in number 8. So I just apply this with a brush. Then, because I use the brush to pick it up, so I just place it with the brush and went ahead to just blend it with the brush first. Because if you just go into blending it with the brush on one part, it's going to be so much, because I picked it up with the brush. So after doing that, spread that with a brush. I use my beauty sponge to just blend. I recommend when you're applying your concealer, use a brush to spread out. Just make sure you use the brush to spread out. Take it to every corner, every part it needs to get to. Then before you use your beauty sponge to just blend and seal that in. That is going to give you like a very smooth blend. And if you ever experience your concealer lifting after applying concealer or blending concealer, trust me, this is going to solve the problem for you. So to highlight her skin, or set her skin rather, I went under her eyes, blend it again, and I'm using a pressed powder first before using a translucent powder or a setting powder, whichever one you're using. This is going to give you like a very smooth under eyes. So for doing that, I'm using the Nuban Beauty compact powder in number 1 to do that. I really love this shade because it's light and it still has this warm tone. So just apply that every part of the skin where you highlighted before going into the setting powder. And before doing that, make sure you blend again. Please don't go and apply setting powder on a part of the skin where you've not blended, because however you when you apply it, however it is, that is how it's going to turn out. And when you're blending, light-handed, please, just light-handed. And I'm using this powder puff, the slanty powder puff. I didn't used to like it before, but I really love it now because it just does the job for me to apply the setting powder. And when you pick the setting powder, please don't apply it directly on the eyes. Just dab it on the back of your palm so you take out excesses. That way you don't pack products, like you don't pack lots of products under her eyes or on her skin. So if you're blending under the nose, her chin, just tell her to smack and just get a setting powder on that part. Please don't pack products. Do the same thing on the bridge of the nose, every part where you set. Went ahead with a finishing powder just to even everything together. I'm just, adding powder just to blend the demarcations, every part where there is demarcation on her skin. So to contour her nose, I'm using my Fenty Beauty powder in number 400, yes, to contour her nose. I just wanted to have this very light, soft contour. I don't want it harsh. That is why I didn't use a cream contour before. Most times I just do powder contour on the nose. So to intensify the cream contour, using the same Fenty Beauty powder in 400 just to intensify the contour. And next we're going to be doing the eyeshadow. So I'm just using this Fenty Beauty powder in 360 to set her brow bone before I go into it with the eyeshadow. For the eyeshadow, I use my brow gel as a base. This is my Hega and Esther brow gel. I use it as a base for the eyeshadow because of the look I had in mind, which I created and which you're going to see. Use a blending brush to blend the demarcation, because trust me, you don't want a demarcation however your eyeshadow turns out. However your eyeshadow base turns out, that is exactly how your eyeshadow is going to turn out. So make sure your base is intact. So I use like an orange to transition, and I did the same thing on the other part of the eyes. Went on top of the eyeshadow base with a brown from my V Beauty eyeshadow palette. I really recommend this eyeshadow palette. I love it so much. So just place that on the eyelid, use a blending brush to blend that in, and just make sure you blend the demarcation between it and the transition. And I'm currently applying a glitter glue. I use the F glitter glue, and now I'm applying a pigment, like a pigmented eyeshadow on the lid. I prefer to use like a pigment glue instead of like an eyeshadow base. So I mix like two gold eyeshadow. One has like an orange in it and one is just like a pure champagne gold, and that's what I mixed. Went ahead with the pigment glue again because I wanted to add like a little bit of pigment on it, and just like a gold pigment, yeah, a good pigment because I didn't want something so much, and she didn't want like a nude makeup, but she wants to be glammed up and she don't want it so much. So when your clients say I don't want nude, but I don't want it too much and I want to be glammed up, this is what they are talking about. On the outer corner of the eyes, just to darken it, I went into with a black eyeshadow, but very little quantity, guys. When working with a black eyeshadow, please build up very little quantity. To line her waterline, I use my Merak charcoal black pencil to do that. Do the same thing on the other side, and I'm using a powder to just blend the eyeshadow. This is a very great trick, guys, to blend your eyeshadow. Use a powder when you're done, just on the edges, and trust me, you're going to have like a smooth blended eyeshadow. I always like to smudge under the eyes. I don't miss it for anything. So I use the brown from the V Beauty eyeshadow palette just to smudge under the eyes. And for her lash line, before I apply the false lashes, I went ahead to line with my Tequila Cosmetic black eyeshadow. No, black gel liner, what am I saying? So before I apply the false lashes, I usually use mascara just to put the lashes in place and, you know, just get it prepared. And the lashes is not on yet because she has like a very sensitive eye, so really wanted the lashes to come last. So we know that, okay, fine, we're done, so let's deal with this. So for the lip, she already has like a lip balm, the Nia Beauty lip balm on her lips. She really loves this lip balm. At this point, guys, I am going to be a distributor for Nia Beauty lip balm because my clients are always asking me for this lip balm. So I lined with a brown, went ahead from my Eye Magic lip palette, took like a shade of nude, applied that as a base for me, and I went into with this pink from, this is the Classic Cosmetics Classic USA pink. Still went ahead with a nude from my Eye Magic lip palette because there's this lip I'm trying to achieve, and that was what I achieved. So this is just it. I applied a little bit of concealer just to even it out, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just applying like a very little shade of concealer. So you can use concealer to do your lipstick. There are no rules to this thing. Just know the basics, know what you're supposed to do. So to blend the liner, I use the brush I used to line earlier just to, you know, blend the liner into the actual lipstick. And this is my So Pro lip gloss in the shade Vein. And oh my goodness, lip gloss makes a lot of difference, guys. I'm a gloss girl every day. I don't see myself doing matte lipstick, and I'm so lucky having clients that don't request for it. And it's time to blend and, you know, finish up this makeup using my Nuban Beauty powder in #1. Just very tiny quantity, guys. I'm barely picking products. Blend under the eyes, her temple, her chin, and just, you know, intensifying the blush. That's blush palette is the V Beauty blush palette, and I used the setting spray. This is the Nia Beauty Plus setting spray. I love this setting spray. A great dupe for Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. So if you cannot afford Charlotte Tilbury, by all means, please don't sleep on this baby. Let it dry like 95%, then you go into it with your beauty sponge to seal everything in. So I needed more gloss. Yes, more gloss, please. So I went ahead to just, you know, apply more gloss, and the hairstylist is trying to, you know, finish up, loosen the coil, style the hair and everything. So this is the eyes without lashes, and this is me applying the false lashes. This lashes from Wink Beauty, and trust me, guys, you don't want to sleep on Wink Beauty. Just see how she was holding my hands because she was so scared she was going to tear up, and lashes makes a lot of difference. Now just look at that. Look at the eyes with lashes and the other eyes without the lashes on. She was really scared she was going to tear up, and I was assuring her that don't worry, I got you. I am the one doing this. I trust myself. And so luckily for us, she did not tear. And I just wanted to like intensify the eyes a little bit. I went ahead with a pink shade, a pink shimmer. This is a So Pro, I think, in the shade Jara. So to seal the makeup, everything together, of course, my So Pro setting seal it spray. The spray is harsh, guys. Before you use on your clients, please warn them. And a very good way to just make it easy is to use your fan. And guys, this is the finished look. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy this video, but before then, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Check out my other videos as well, and bye.